So I've been a firefighter for about 9 years now in Northwest Virginia. I've often heard stories about fire stations being haunted, and I even had some strange experiences myself at my own station and on a few incidences. Now, my favorite example of something that I just can't explain was when I was at the scene of a fatal hit and run involving a pedestrian. It happened in December of 2016. My department was responding to a chimney fire, and then we were toned again for a vehicle versus pedestrian. Well, we were on the scene of a fire and had to put the next due engine on the vehicle versus pedestrian call, and about an hour later, about 10:30 p.m., after we finished clearing and cleaning our equipment after the fire, we were dispatched to assist the Virginia State Police with their investigation by providing light to their scene. When we arrived on the scene, we noticed that there were police everywhere and police tape. I got out of the engine and illuminated the scene to find a black sheet obviously covering a body. There were 11 police officers walking around, some behind the tape, talking to potential witnesses, and others walking around inside the tape, gathering items. They were starting their investigation. Now, among the officers inside the tape, I noticed that there was this Caucasian lady who was about 5'4" and was wearing dark blue jeans and a white shirt with thick brown stripes on it and a greenish coat. She looked concerned and very out of place. But she was near some of the officers, so I thought, well, obviously she had permission to be there. I turned around to start recirculating the tank water due to the extreme cold, and I got back to the engine shortly after. Well, occasionally I would look back from my phone to see what the other officers were doing in their investigation, and then swiftly I would look back at my phone. Well, after about 10 minutes or so, I got out of the recirculating and started to pump again, and just as I got out of the engine, an officer uncovered the body. The body was of a Caucasian woman. She was wearing dark blue jeans, a white top, with thick brown stripes and a greenish coat. I instantly realized that she was wearing the same clothes as the lady that I had seen previously that was walking around the body. I, I stood there frozen, and I tried to analyze what I was seeing, and I just stood there for about a minute. I composed myself and I scanned the rest of the scene in an attempt to spot that lady wearing the same clothes and walking around like she was before. But after a few frigid minutes of looking, I got back in the engine and waited until the investigation was finished. I couldn't find a way to tell the other person in the engine without sounding like a crazy loon, so I just kept all this to myself. I really wish I could find a logical way to explain this, because it still gives me the creeps when I think about it. The concerned look on that woman's face as she was walking around the body, that's something that's never going to leave me. Ever.